Have you ever hoped and prayed that a loved one that had a serious injury or disease could ever be cured? Through stem cell research, the potentially fatal injury or disease could be curable. Organ shortage won't be an issue either because you can grow organs for transplant. Spinal cord injuries could be cured also. So let's see what stem cells are. There are various types and they're non-specialized cells. They have many functions. They can become and create other cells such as brain cells, blood cells, tissue cells, and muscle cells. There are three main sources of the stem cells, which would be the adult stem cell, which consists of three places to get that. It would be from the bone marrow, from the tissue cell, or from the blood. So the bone marrow, there you can see, it's done as an outpatient. You get a local anesthetic put on there, and you basically put a little needle in there and extract about 1 to 2 quarts of the bone marrow. And it takes about 30 minutes for it. And there's really no stitching or anything afterwards. It's really not much effect after it. The next source of it would be liposuction. Once again, it's an outpatient surgery where they put a tube in you, put it down into the cells, extract it, goes through a machine, and it pulls out the stem cells that it needs for it. With this, though, you incur a little bit of pain, a little bit of bruising. You usually have about 1 or 2 days off at home before you can go back to work for it. The other source here is blood, which most people have given blood, and that's pretty much how you get the stem cells from here. The blood goes into the machine, it takes out what it needs, and then it goes back to the person. I've never done a like given plasma or anything, but I guess that's what I associate that with, is how that works like that. If you do that, though, you can do it in a 1-day thing, and it takes about 6 hours to do, though. If you do it 2 days, it takes 3 to 4 hours for the process to be complete. Another source is the umbilical cord, which is the richest stem cells. And it only takes about 5 minutes, so it has to be obviously with a newborn, and they stick it with a needle like just drawing blood. And they draw the blood and then process it for the stem cells that they need. And then it's cryogenically frozen, which means rapidly cooled to a sub-zero temperature so that it prevents damage to the stem cells. And you would use this one mainly for if you knew something was wrong with your newborn, or if there's a family history of with multiple diseases or stuff could be resolved by this. By using a family stem cells, it's less to reject from the immune system. There is a cost for this. If you save this, do this for your private, because you need it, it's about $2,000. And it's about $125 a year to keep it up. But if you give it to the public, there's no charge at all for it. So it's really beneficial for the public, and it goes into a database so everybody could use it. And the odds of a person needing it if they don't have a disease, it's pretty rare. It's only like 1 in 1,000 or 1 in 200,000. The third type is embryonic cells. And they can be kept alive indefinitely for, and they double in size every 2 to 3 days. Here's some of the benefits that you can have from the stem cells. You can read of what some of them are there. It has the potential to treat and cure diseases or injury. You remember Christopher Reeves, he had a spinal cord injury. And Michael J. Fox has Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's, cancer, heart disease, stroke, birth defect. And you can actually repair or replace organs with stem cells also. Now, if we look at stem cells and drug testing, the benefit of it is to be able to assess the safety concerns on the stem cells versus on animals or on humans. I do have a personal interest in the benefits of stem cell research through Alzheimer's, cancer, heart disease, and spinal cord have touched my life. When my dad was 52, he died of colon cancer. My wife's uncle died of prostate cancer, and my grandma had Alzheimer's. And my wife has a family history of heart disease. And about 10, 15 years ago, my father-in-law fell off a ladder, and he has a spinal cord injury. So these could greatly benefit my life, but I'm sure other people could benefit from it too. If it's so beneficial and apparent that this is could be some good doing, why is there a controversy? There's a lot of moral implications, several ethical and medical concerns. People believe that life begins at inception and the embryo should not be destroyed. Argument against this is during in vitro fertilization, they already have more stem cells there, and what they don't use, they just waste away and they get thrown away. There's about over 400,000 a year that just get destroyed, they're thrown away. The opponents of it say it could lead to cloning, but with proper regulations you could eliminate that. And 20% of Parkinson's disease do develop brain tumor, but that's only 20%. And once we start with the studies, I'm sure it'll improve, and the percentage will go way down. I'm sure all this affects everybody, but the possibility to cure this horrible disease for the injured is still a long way off. But with the increase of the research, it holds a success for these conditions to improve. Yes, there are ethical concerns, but the benefits far outweigh these concerns. In a recent case here, just really recent, this month, this 2-year-old girl was born without a windpipe. She was not able to eat, drink, breathe, or even swallow. She had a tube put down her throat. And for the first time the other day, she was able to lick a lollipop. And her prognosis is that she is going to have full recovery. Without this, she was born in Korea. They expected her to die. And now she's going to be happy. She'll be 3 years old in August, and they expect that full recovery.